Hi everyone, this is Vinny from the iMoot team. I love the way that Shane tried to tried to do a nice fade out, and you could hear the little Mac noise of of the volume down button over the top of it. Welcome to the last session of this year's iMoot. Um, I don't know where to start. We've had a fantastic few days. We've had awesome presenters. We've had awesome presentations. We've had great, great fun this year. So just in this last session, I would like to say a few thanks. Thanks to all the different people involved for their roles. And in the style of previous iMoots, I'm just going to run through a few numbers and that kind of thing. So I think Shane's going to start things off by saying some thanks to people.
Oh, me now. Okay.
If that's okay. Sorry, Shane, did I mess up the running of it? I'm happy to. To be honest, I've just this second finished this presentation, so it's not going to be the most polished of the move. I tell you what, I'm happy to go through. Shall I start on the numbers? Do you want to do some things?
No, I'll start with some thanks. That's all good.
Thanks, Shane.
Sorry about that. Yeah, no hat, no hair. Yeah, I get the honour of actually thanking everybody. So to keep this really short and not boring, I really first just want to thank the iMoot team, the guys who have pretty much driven it this year. So if you haven't known, that's been Vinny and Wendy from Pukunui, and Teresa and Gareth have been really heavily involved this year as well. And so you would have seen them all throughout the iMoot. And these guys have been meeting every week and planning and doing just so much work. So I just want to thank them. Also want to thank Julian. Hey, you're in here. Julian early on did a lot. He just set up the site and set up a lot of stuff to get it going. Yeah, it wasn't involved in the running of it, but certainly involved at the very start of setting up the site, early days and so on. So thanks, Julian. Yeah. Hopefully we'll have the iMoot team back again next year too. So Vinny and Wendy don't really have a choice, but Gareth and Teresa have. They may regret the decision in hindsight, but agreed to stay on and help us organise next year's. And I really do think it's been a good year in terms of just the team effort this year. They've done a good job. They've taken it from where it was and just put it further. So well done, guys. Just want to thank a lot of the Pukunui staff as well for helping out, for facilitating sessions. So some of you would have seen them in there. So Dom, Sue, Leonie, Priya, Meg or Margaret, who's actually on leave. She's sick as well. Been helping out. Very quickly, want to thank the sponsors. Teresa, you guys are suckers. I want to thank the sponsors because, believe it or not, it's like Moodle being free, but it actually does cost. Putting on iMoot costs as well. So we have several sponsors. So My Learning Space, I don't know if Chad's in this. I can't see him in here, but Chad Alton. They sponsor this year. Munami, Shalimar, I don't know if you're in here either. And Free Moodle, I know Stuart's in here somewhere. So look, a shout out to those guys. They've helped out with the sponsorship this year and made this thing happen. So look, if I can push it towards them and, go and see what they've done, what they're doing and so on, that'd be great. The two other sponsors are Pukunui, obviously. So that's who Vinny and I and Wendy work for. And, so we basically host the site, and probably the sponsor that's made a massive difference is Blindside Networks, and so they provided all the Big Blue Button hosting. So basically where these sessions are happening, it's hosted on their servers or provided for free. They also provide great support throughout it as well. So you would have seen Fred or one of his team members involved. So please, if you're looking at web conferencing software, go their way. Yeah. Just to finish off, yeah, presenters. Thank you to the presenters. My take on it is this year's presentations have been generally really good. There's been a lot of discussions and things being generated. So, and obviously all the presenters, a lot of the time they're presenting very late at night or early mornings or just inconvenient times, but to make it available to people in other time zones. It's very hard running this. So I want to thank the presenters, especially those who've done repeat sessions at times that may not have been the most convenient in the world, but really do appreciate that. And we do appreciate the effort that a lot of you have put into the presentations. It does make a difference. It's very noticeable. And finally, just want to thank everyone for attending. Look, it really, without people attending and interacting, it's kind of almost a pointless exercise. We could just record the videos and put them up. But it makes a difference when people are interacting and getting involved, and you guys have been. It's been awesome. And that's kind of what makes us want to put it on every year as well. It's just actually that interaction. So I'll finish off there. Yeah, finally, I'll just sum up by thanking again, though, the iMoot team. These guys have done a phenomenal job. I can't overstate how much time and effort they put in. So, look, from me to you guys, I'll say this as a personal one, thanks to Vinny, Wendy, Teresa, and Gareth. You guys are just flippin' awesome. So thanks again.
Thank you, Shane. And nobody's thanked you yet, so thank you for being around also and helping out a lot on the technical side and starting off presentations and just kind of being there in the background as well, just to make sure everything's been running smoothly. Okay, so I move my numbers. This year we had biggest numbers ever. We had more attendees than we have had in the history of iMoot. We had attendees, but in total we had 253 participants. I pulled out yesterday, so if anybody's added a profile picture overnight, these are all the profile pictures of everybody on site. And you can do that on your own site as well. It's just call up the URL user fix after your site address. Although I can see some people have snuck in there twice. I can see a certain someone that's got at least 2 accounts on there. So yeah, 253 participants this year. 71 presenters. And as Shane said, a big thanks to the presenters. We do ask a lot of people, and especially there's some people that did up to 5 sessions. In fact, I meant Tim Hunt. I think he did the most sessions this year, five sessions. So a big special thanks to Tim. This long graphic at the side of my slide here, I did a full screenshot of the program. I think if I'd printed it, it would have run on to about 6 pages. It's quite interesting when you see it listed in that fashion. The 32 different countries represented by participants this year, which is what we were trying to. Every year we've been trying to make it more and more of a global event as Moodle the software is used in all countries. Really trying to pull people in from every country. So it's fantastic to have so many different countries represented by people. And yes, if anybody, it was the second unconference session, which is in the recordings somewhere, which I must make available. I think it's obvious how to get to the recordings of the unconference sessions. I'll post that in the forums afterwards. But Michelle was presenting, who works in Antarctica, talking about how she uses Moodle in Antarctica. That was really cool. And then it went on to a nice discussion about penguins and such. But yeah, it's great that every year we can just make it more and more accessible and available to everybody. So from that, we had 105 uh, presentations, 105 individual sessions, 11 special sessions. So we were trying to get away from the idea this year of keynotes and trying to um, have at least one special session that was from a representative of a different part of the world. And 5 unconference sessions, which again that's a first, and there was a lot more great activity going on in the unconference sessions and some really interesting discussions going on there. I'm not reading the chat. Let me just pause for a moment, see if I've missed anything to comment on. Actually, before I leave talking about the presentations, the other thing that I wanted to do this year was make sure that just to kind of beef up some of the course content for the courses that ran alongside the presentations, and it was so good to see on all of the presentation courses lots of pre-moots and pre-presentation activities going on, database activities, forums, feedback questionnaire, um, lesson activities. So I just want to say a special thanks to the presenters for going that extra mile and creating all of that content for um, the people watching the sessions so that they could participate in the run up to and also after. And that's still going on. The site's going to be live, so when you're watching the recorded sessions, then get back involved in the forums, get back involved in the activities that the presenters put on their courses for you. Discussion posts. Again, this was, well, this is 502 as of about 30 minutes ago. There may be more by now. Ranging from everything to pictures of shoes, which Gareth will talk about later, to food, to Lego, but also some great discussions about pedagogy and use of Moodle, favorite plugins, and all the other kind of stuff that goes on around in the forums. Yeah, I'm not sure why my dog is wearing a shoe. John Mark, I had no idea what that picture was of the food that you posted, but yes, it did look like a gremlin. Yeah, I know it's a shoe selfie, of course. Um, did the dog take the photo? Not sure if it counts. Tweets. I don't know how well you can see that graphic. Just over the course of the last month, really. So in total, 781. Um, just under 200 peaked on the second day of the iMoot, I think that is. But keep using the hashtag, and it's always nice to see all the follow-up tweets after the event as well. I want to throw in my thanks, especially for Big Blue Button, Blindside Networks team. Fred and his guys again have been awesome. Um, Giving up so much time during the moot, but also before the moot, we had some practice sessions. We had two practice sessions, and they've always been available in the forums and been around to help people. And it's great um, to see the Big Blue Button software doing so well and every year improving. And and I'm sure Fred will be interested in your feedback. So there is a forum thread for feedback about the Big Blue Button software. So if you have got anything to comment on, then all feedback's good feedback. If you want a momentum, so if you want a dog T-shirt, Shane, for I don't know the name of your puppy. You have to remind me, Wendy. We put up some bits and bobs on the iMoot Cafe Press site. So if anybody wants a little takeaway from the event, and as Shane mentioned, it costs us money to run the event. So anything that people do get from the site, that kind of helps to offset slightly the server costs and all the time and effort that people put into it. And finally, we've had a competition running through the iMoot this year. Gareth Barnard so kindly has offered to do some customization work on a theme, on his shoelace theme, and offered that as a competition prize. And I would also just like to thank our two ambassadors, Gareth and Teresa. Teresa's been fantastic. I don't think Teresa's slept. She must take the badge this year for the most hours connected online and awake. And Gareth did some fantastic work in the week or 2 weeks running up to the iMoot, sorting out problems with sorting out bugs and issues with the theme and bits and bobs on the site, and then didn't complain too much when we made the decision the day before to move to 2.7. So thank you, Gareth, for all your help and assistance throughout the iMoot as well. So that's it from me. I'll probably put back right at the very end to do a very quick thank you again. So thank you to everybody, and over to Gareth.
Hi, Vinny. Thank you. Hi, all. Thank you very much indeed. Right. The winner is Joshua Bragg. I was really, really impressed by the pick. I'll send you the link in a minute. There's a little bit more because that was just brilliant. Just, the thing. But secondly, the other person who posted was Narissa Bayer, and she said that she was actually second, but she said in a post that if she won, she'd give her prize to Joshua. I was absolutely really touched about that. So I've decided, Narissa, and you said you were struggling with things, that you're going to have an hour of my time to help you sort out your theme as well. So details-wise, I think I've got you on your details somewhere on the iMoot site, rather than type, but we'll work something out. If you want to have a look at the links, I'll quickly post them in the chat, unless Vinny's got a slide. As I said, I was so touched. I mean, both very worthy, and we'll work something out of how we can make the prize happen.
Thank you, Gareth. Yeah, no, I did. I didn't have a slide of that, so thank you for popping the pictures into the chat there. Yeah, obviously we had lots of discussions over the winners of the competition, and we love the fact that Josh's entry was in his classroom with his students. It was all the students were involved, and that's what it's all about, really. And the idea that Josh said that it'd actually be used for a live site with students, and that he'll turn it back over to the community as well to use. So thank you very much, Josh. Thank you, Gareth, and thank you to everybody who entered into the competition. and